a podcast to honor the gods.
This better come with a sacrifice.
Dave X Media.
What did I forget to do? I forgot to bring up my scripts.
Welcome to the Eldest Gods.
Yeah, keep going.
Where we discuss Rick Riordan's role as our godly parent. I'm Ray from Cabin 12.
And I'm Charlie from Cabin 13. We did it. You did it.
This episode's gonna be all fucked up. Basically.
You know what? We read like 10 pages for this episode. We could just talk about generally what's in this book besides the story.
Yes, I was planning on that too. Yeah.
So,
yeah, guys, we were like, of course we can do an episode on the interviews. And then we read them and we were both like, oh.
Oh, like what happened here?
There's not a lot of meat.
We didn't read a story, but you know what? I still have a myth to bring up. Ha!
I was sure you would, yeah. I was like, oh, I can sense that there's some stuff going on in here.
There is exactly one myth. Actually, I could possibly rope in a second one. But I don't know if I need to do a full context for that one. Alright, in case you missed it. We're jumping right in with the myth section, because there is no story to recap.
Yeah, there's we read some fake interviews with the characters. Now you're caught up. This episode's gonna be real fast, huh?
Yeah, it's just gonna be a thing.
Okay, what's our myth?
Our myth is the Apple of Discord, because hey, the Stoll brothers, they did that. And they were kind of meanie butts about it.
Yeah, they're kind of assholes, honestly. The Stoll brothers.
I have thoughts and feelings,
them, and yet
about how Rick decided to write them, and I'm just like, okay, all right. So the Apple of Discord is like it's the apple that Eris just kind of like throws into the wedding of Peleus and Thetis. Now Eris is literally the goddess of strife. Like that's what she does.
Discord, just like in Sinbad. We gotta watch Sinbad at some point.
The goddess of Discord is in like our Discord server.
Yeah, definitely. Discord, I'm howling at the moon.
Or like Discord is in like My Little Pony Discord.
Yeah,
my boy.
That song,
yeah,
and sleeping in the middle of a summer afternoon.
It's a good one. So she's just of creating drama. And so this wedding, do you know who Peleus and Thetis are?
No.
They are the parents of Achilles.
Okay.
So blah, blah, blah. There was backstory there that, like, Thetis, nobody could fuck Thetis because her son was, gonna be greater than his father. Fated, like, to be greater than his father. So.
Okay.
They were like, we're just gonna marry you off to some random mortal. This guy, Peleus. Okay. She's not too happy about it. But this is her wedding to some dude that she doesn't really like.
That kind of sucks.
And then Eris is like, I'm going to create drama because no one invited me to this fucking wedding. This is some Sleeping Beauty shit right here. No one invited her.
Yeah.
And
because they knew she would pull some shit like this.
Exactly. That's literally it. They're like, let's not invite the goddess of creating drama. And so that's what they did. But instead she created even more drama, because who are the three goddesses that decide that like this apple is for them? Hera, Athena, and Aphrodite. What it says on this apple is for the fairest, or to the most beautiful. There's a little like translation thing, but it's about like beauty and shit. Why is Athena in this argument? Athena, you are above this.
Yeah.
You're the goddess of wisdom. Get out of here.
Girl, what are you doing?
I can believe that Hera would be in this, and Aphrodite makes sense, but not great.
This really is just I hate women. The story.
This super is. So we need an impartial judge because Zeus is like, I'm not getting involved. This is a bad idea. So I'm not going to side with anyone.
The one time I've agreed with Zeus on something.
I can't give it to my wife, my favorite daughter, or like the most beautiful woman ever. So because that's how he sees it. His wife who could destroy him, his daughter who could destroy him, and the most beautiful woman.
Yeah.
So they find some inconsequential young mortal, Paris, who at this time is like, he's a shepherd, but actually secretly he's a prince of Troy because he was like given away because, again, prophecy things. And when you see your child is prophesized to cause the ruin of like your entire kingdom, you tend to do the thing where like you try to get them killed or sent away, what have you. And usually they end up surviving that and causing the thing because
a mistake.
Yeah. It's great. It's absolutely great. So he's chosen. Paris has to be the judge. The judgment of Paris. And so what do these three women offer him if he decides that they are the most beautiful, the fairest? Well, Hera's like, I will give you domain over all of Asia. You can rule all of it.
Can she do that? Has this happened before? Had someone offered Asia? I feel like I remember that happening before. And we're like, I don't think that you have the authority to do that.
I feel like I may have described this thing to you before. Maybe that's what happened.
Hey, what the fuck?
Yeah. What does Athena offer? Like, battle strategy, like the greatest army and all of that. Like, you know, war strength. What does Aphrodite offer? The most beautiful woman in the world.
I see. I'm. This is. It's all coming back to me. Why we would have talked about this before and why this is relevant. Yes.
And who's the most beautiful woman? It's Helen of Troy. Sorry, Helen of Sparta at this time because she's already married in Sparta. Yeah.
Oh God.
And this starts
this one fucking prank is the cause of all that bullshit. Huh?
Yes.
That's not great.
Yes, it is. It's all very weird and intertwined with fate and everything because, like, Paris has a prophecy, and Achilles has a prophecy, and Thetis has a prophecy. Like, there's so many things going on here, and fucking Eris was just like, you guys were rude to me and didn't invite me, so therefore, I'm just gonna make a war happen, basically, by accident. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So that's the basics of that. It's just a fucking apple that's gold, I guess.
Yeah.
It probably could be like one of the apples from the Garden of the Hesperides because I believe those are golds. Like it could be one of the immortal apples. So we're not totally sure what that could be. Yeah. So it exists. It is a thing and is bad. Also, did I mention that, like, Eris has her own, religion based around her called Discordianism?
Nice.
Like, this is so weird. Okay, I think it's a parody religion, technically. Yes, it is.
Oh, okay.
I'm just like, I've, like, seen this in passing, and I'm just like, what is happening here? Why is there a religion based on the goddess of drama? And like,
oh, she also has a dwarf planet named after her. That's delightful.
Of course, you always gotta name the planets after like every Greek mythological figure.
Have I ever shown you Eris from Sinbad?
I've seen gifs of her. I know she's hot.
Okay. Well, good. She's so fucking sexy. Anyways,
I still want to know why she's in Sinbad, which is an Arabic story.
Yeah, they did not retain that.
Apparently.
No, Brad Pitt's in it. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Why? Why does this exist?
It fucking slaps, okay? You're gonna know someday.
I mean, it's DreamWorks, and those movies, like in that era of DreamWorks, were pretty good. So
yeah.
All right, let's talk about these things. First, I do want to talk about the fact that there is a letter at the beginning of the Demigod Files, and it is from Rick Riordan, senior scribe of Camp Half-Blood.
Oh.
So, Richard Russell Riordan Jr. is canonical to the Percy Jackson universe. And he
Okay,
exists
yeah,
at Camp
and Percy
Half-Blood.
just tells him this story, and that's how we get. Yeah, it's spoilers, like minorly. It's not plot shit. The Kane Chronicles are written as an audio log,
Yes. Yeah.
and I assume that Rick is the one who transcribed those down into book format.
Yeah, I believe so too. I do like the fan theory though that people are like, "Oh, Sally's a writer, so actually Sally's the one who's writing Percy's story." I wish like if this didn't exist, I would totally be in on that. And I prefer that, but I think it's technically kind of canon that Rick is the one who did write them within the universe of Percy Jackson. So, yeah,
the book is what's the word? Dedicated to Otto and Noah, my demigod nephews.
It's so cute.
Very sweet.
All right. So, the interview with the Stoll brothers is the first one. And what do they start off with? They tell what's the best practical joke they've ever played on another camper. The Golden Mango.
Who is doing this interview? It must be Rick, I guess.
I'm assuming it's Rick as well.
Yeah.
It's gotta be. Because he's the scribe.
Yeah, okay. It all checks out. I was just like,
because I don't
for a second there.
I don't think Chiron or Dionysus could be doing this. Like it doesn't fit with their vibe.
No, it'd be weird.
So yeah, the Stoll brothers, what did they do? They did a mango, spray painted it gold, and wrote "For the hottest."
God damn it!
Why
is it a mango?
I mean, because it can't be an apple. Like, because that's the joke. It's like, oh, it's a reference to it, but it can't be the same thing. Obviously,
but a mango though.
It should have been like a
just
strawberry.
A little random,
right? Because they have strawberry fields.
Yeah. I don't
know.
Maybe they grow mangoes too, but they're not a vining plant, which is why they grow strawberries. So who could say?
Very strange. And they just leave it in the Aphrodite cabin. Like, instead of the whole Hera, Athena, Aphrodite thing, it's just like, nah, just give it to the kids who we are stereotyping as, like, being super obsessed with their looks and makeup.
And fame, and they suck, and everyone hates them.
Yeah. Gucci shoes were flying out the windows.
Yeah. It's so mean.
It's awful. Like, I don't love these two and how they're characterized in this.
No.
I feel like I like Fanon, Connor, and Travis way better than
yeah.
canon interview Connor and Travis, at least.
You're like, oh, little thief kids, that's fine. I like them. And then it turns out that they just suck.
Yeah.
None of their pranks are, like, nice.
Yeah, I mean, they did try to kill Phoebe.
Yes, exactly.
With centaur blood on a shirt. That's not great. So in retaliation, the Aphrodite girls, I assume it was the girls, maybe it was all of the guys too. The Aphrodite
There
kids.
is no specification, it just says the Aphrodite kids, so I'm assuming it was all of them.
Okay.
Which, gender inclusive.
Yeah, my brain does automatically be like, it's the Aphrodite girls because this is supposed to be misogynist.
I feel like it's still misogynistic, even though it is, like, gender inclusive, because the idea is that love is feminine, the Aphrodite cabin is feminine, and so the entire, all of the people there are, vain and haughty and suck.
I did just edit the episode where we're talking about this, so I do remember we had this conversation. So in retaliation, Travis has permanent makeup and looks like a clown. He probably doesn't actually look like a clown. He probably looks beautiful, actually.
That seems too kind of them. By clown, I'm assuming like exaggerated makeup.
Like drag queen makeup?
Like not like 80s makeup where you get eyeshadow up to your eyebrows and like very bright colors.
Maybe he got like the same makeup that I got in my last year in my drama class. The reason why I quit my drama class was because my teacher put me in like really, really, really bad makeup. We're just like, wow, this teacher really hates me. Cool. Yeah, fun times.
I can't believe this.
And then Connor, his no matter what clothes he put on, they were 2 sizes too small, and that sucks.
Yeah, that would not be an ideal way to live. Connor says, I felt like a geek, and Travis says, you are a geek.
I mean, that's true.
Brothers.
Yeah. So
that is how it be.
Who would you want on your team for Capture the Flag is the next one. And they both say, my brother, because they don't trust each other.
Right. They don't care that they're on the same team. They don't want each other to be on the other team. That's kind of wild.
Yeah. And then Connor also adds in the Ares cabin. Travis agrees because they're big and easy to manipulate, you know? And then what's the best part of Hermes' cabin? There's so many people. It's never lonely. They can always prank or pickpocket someone.
One big happy family.
Wonderful. Oh my goodness. So the next one is Clarice. The rest of them are all at least one character.
Right. I like the interaction, though. I know that it's just because Travis and Connor are like a package deal, but it's kind of cute to like go back and forth like that.
I still love that they're like the inseparable brothers. Like one of them can't be head counselor over the other, even though they're not twins.
But no one knows which one's older. It is a very funny dynamic.
It's interesting. All right, so Clarice is asked, who would you most want to pick a fight with at Camp Half-Blood? I love it. It's so good. But specifically, there's this new guy in the Apollo cabin that she really hates.
She
Michael
just goes
Yu.
off about how much she wants to beat up Michael Yu. But like the first thing that she says is whoever gets in my face. I would like to think that like every person in Camp Half-Blood has at some point had like a rant about them from Clarice. Like she just like can go off on anybody.
I think it's especially the new kids. But this is interesting. I mean, we don't technically know this yet, but Michael Yu is the camp head counselor for Apollo cabin, and she's like, this is a new guy in the Apollo cabin.
Interesting.
How many Apollo kids fucking died?
Oh no.
That's what I'm wondering. Like, why is he the head counselor?
That's not ideal.
It's not. Also, you want because we have a new character technically. You want me to,
go
ahead.
Do
my thing?
I don't know about Michael, but Yu seems pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, that's isn't it like the type of what is it? Is it the type of wood that's used? Let me look. I literally look at the Ryerman wiki for these characters because they usually have something about their names on there as well. What? Does he not have something on here?
They couldn't be bothered?
It is in the trivia. It must be in the trivia. Okay, yeah. His last name is a reference to the tree, which is popular for making longbows. And it's also associated with graveyards and the dead. Oh boy. That's
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Sure something. Totally fine. Is there anything to say about Michael? Probably not. But I'm probably gonna have to look up the Archangel. Give me because I'm pretty sure, isn't it? Yeah, Michael's associated with like dragons, and hey, you know, Apollo fought a really big snake. I know what a dragon is. It's just a really big fucking snake. So there's your connection, Michael Yu, Apollo.
Good for him.
I like doing this with the names. Sometimes it's fun. And you know the thing where like I know it's at least in Clarice and Annabeth's. Or is it Annabeth's name too? Yes, yeah. In both of their names, you can spell out their parents' names. With the letters of Clarice, you can spell out Ares. With Annabeth's name, you can spell out Athena.
It's not really a...
it's not like the same.
What is the word for that when you rearrange letters?
It's not acronym. It's, well... What is the fucking word for that? Tell me, Google.
Anagram.
Thank you. I'm like, I know it's an A word.
I was not going to be able to think of it.
All right. Getting back to Clarice. Aside from your father, who do you think is the bravest god or goddess on the Olympian Council? And she's just like, well, no one is as cool as my dad, but I guess Zeus. Because, like, he fought Typhon and Kronos.
Of course he had, like, wimpy-ass lightning bolts, so he could, like, attack from a distance, which was also her problem with the Apollo cabin, that they use ranged weapons.
She's just like, Rangers fucking suck. You know what? Because she wasn't there in Titan's Curse with the Hunters of Artemis. And it's probably a good thing that we're now learning she hates Rangers. Because they're all rangers.
I do not want that fight to happen.
No, I don't. Oh my god. Did you ever get revenge on Percy for soaking you with toilet water? And now she's angry about fucking Percy? Yeah. This is just making her mad constantly. That's all it is.
She goes off on a little bit of a like ramble here of like, what? You think I'm scared of Percy Jackson? Of course I'm not. I could attack him at any time. If he tells you something else, he's lying. Like, okay, Clarice.
Yeah. But she hasn't technically gotten revenge on him, apparently. That's what I'm getting from that statement.
It's because
she's
you're
avoiding
now,
the questions.
Clarice. Don't lie to me.
Yeah, I read Stolen Chariot. You guys are buds. All right, so Annabeth Chase's interview. If you could design a new structure for Camp Half-Blood, what would it be? Oh God, why? They asked like the perfect question for her. What would you architect?
I think that this might be like one of the longest answers.
Oh, she has longer answers.
Yeah,
I think.
Annabeth, we love you.
I think the longest one might be about Percy. She talks a lot. So she wants to make a temple, and she would have it be like really, really cool with a different god's emblem on the floor, right. And they would like have like a great acoustics and concerts there. Like, bro,
I get it, but also cool. I'm like, literally, fuck the gods. You don't need a temple. You already have all these goddamn cabins and shit. Like,
yeah, each cabin is a temple. You don't
everywhere in the camp is a fucking temple. And like all this separation and stuff is already like just to respect them. Yeah. But I do like the thing where like every day, depending on how the light is coming in through the window, it'll show a different emblem. That is pretty cool.
That's very cool. But like they do already sacrifice part of their food to the gods. If you want to pray to the gods, just do it at like a mealtime. Come on, guys. But Chiron vetoed this because they don't have the money. Wow, camp is fucking poor. This is why
I think Annabeth might just be too ambitious.
I think this is why Hermes should have been the camp director, because like he's the god of commerce and also thieves. So he could get them some money. Hermes robs a bank and supplies money for the camp. And then her next question is, aside from your mom, who do you think is the wisest god or goddess on the Olympian Council? And
this is so funny because she's like, she's
like, I can't offend them, but also they're kind of dumbasses.
With the greatest possible respect, they are so fucking stupid.
The fact that she's like, Zeus is wise in his own way.
They haven't literally fallen apart yet. Hermes is clever. And also Artemis kind of does her own shit. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, she's like, I really like Artemis, but she doesn't get boys. So she's not as cool as she could be. But you know what? I feel like she also could have technically said like Zeus as her answer for myth reasons. Zeus did in fact consume his first wife, Athena's mom, Metis, what was she the goddess of? Like, it wasn't like wisdom exactly, but it was like, oh my god, why are there so many things with similar names? Oceanid, first wife of Zeus, goddess of, okay, her name does mean wisdom, skill, craft. Okay, wise counsel. So yeah, it is literally just wisdom.
So he fucking ate her, and then that made him smart enough to think up Athena. So, like, technically...
It's either he ate her, or he consumed her essence.
That's still eating her.
Get her wisdom. It is. It's, yeah.
Zeus is into vor, hot take.
Zeus is absolutely into vor. You know what? He's upset because he was the only one not eaten by Kronos. So now he's like, I like eating other people.
Goddamn.
Because that makes him feel dominant. Anyway. You're welcome. I've now made you puke. Of all your Camp Half-Blood friends, who would you most like to have with you in battle?
Oh, Percy. No contest.
She's just like, Percy Jackson. Full stop. That's it. He's the best one. And then the next question is about Percy. You've been known to call Percy seaweed brain from time to time. What's his most annoying quality? So the Percabeth strippers can go nuts right here.
Yeah.
And right now. Because she's just like, he's not dumb. He's actually kind of smart. He's also funny and good looking. Where was I? Dude.
But he's so obtuse. He doesn't ever know how other people feel, even when you're being really obvious about it.
And totally blatant. Like, come on. I'm making a general statement. It's not about me. Annabeth. I love her. Okay. Yeah, so Persebeth canon, she's basically
right
saying, I'm in love with him, but he's stupid. So the interview with Satyr, or Grover Underwood Satyr.
You're just going to call him Satyr now. That's his new name.
It's the fact that it does say Grover Underwood Satyr, and the other ones, it says, daughter of, son of, and my brain was going to that, and I was going to comment on it, but instead I just said, interview with Satyr. Okay, so what's your favorite song to play on the reed pipe? God damn it, Grover. This is the most Grover thing.
The answer is Muskrat Love, which is a song that was requested from him by a muskrat. Apparently this is just a well-known muskrat tune, and he's like, everybody actually loves Muskrat Love. Like, it's not just for muskrats anymore.
And, he gets misty-eyed every time he plays it, and so does Percy, but Percy's probably laughing.
Delightful.
Beautiful. Okay. Who would you least like to meet in a dark alley, a Cyclops or an angry Mr. D? Now, if the other option wasn't Mr. D, I feel like he'd be okay with meeting a Cyclops. Because now he's friends with Tyson.
Right, it really depends on the Cyclops. I feel like not most Cyclops.
I feel like you'd be like, oh yeah, if it was Tyson, I'd be okay with it. But the fact that the other option is Mr. D, and he's like, oh no, if I don't say Mr. D, he's gonna, murder me. So I have to say Mr. D is who I would want to meet. Because he's so nice.
I'd rather meet Mr. D, obviously, yeah. He's so kind and generous to all his satyrs. I'm not just saying that, because he's always listening and will blast me to pieces if I don't.
Yeah, literally, he's just saying it because Mr. D will murder him. He would totally rather meet Tyson.
The poor satyrs, they do not deserve this man.
No, they don't. In your opinion, what's the most beautiful spot in nature in all of America? Okay. I don't know this place, but it is Lake Placid?
Placid, I would assume. In upstate New York.
And they have some really hot dryads there, but oh shit, we need to edit that out because Juniper will kill him.
Rick Riordan, I can't believe you didn't edit that out. This poor boy. You've put his life in danger.
Wow. Rick needs to edit these things when people say, "Hey, no, don't say that." It's Scooby-Doo all over again. Wait, I didn't say that. And then his last question of Grover is: are tin cans really that tasty?
My old granny goat used to say, 2 cans a day keeps the monsters away.
So yes, the answer is he loves them, but human teeth aren't made for him. So too bad, so sad. We'll never know. Alright, and last but not least for the interviews is Percy Jackson. What's your favorite part about summers at Camp Half-Blood? Percy's like, it's all my friends.
Including Connor and Travis and Selena, Annabeth, and Clarice. So,
look, they're always...
Percy.
No, Grover's not here.
Yeah, It's all the other people who got interviews, except they replaced Grover with Selena. Fucked up.
That is rude. Yeah, it's like the Stoll Brothers stealing stuff. Selena trying to convince Annabeth to have a makeover, and Clarice sticking heads into toilets. And he's like, yep, it's great.
It's nice some things never change. Yeah, he just likes seeing everybody. He likes everyone. I love him. He's such a good boy.
He's a Hufflepuff. You've attended quite a few different schools. What's the hardest part about being the new kid? And God damn it, this just sounds like it's right out of Good Kid, actually. It's about making your rep, you gotta be clear that you don't quite fit into the boxes, and you're not someone to pick on. So get the fuck out of my face.
But you can't be a jerk about it.
Yeah. But also Percy always blows shit up. So, okay, this is a fun one. If you had to trade Riptide for another magic item, whose item would you choose? That's a weird way to phrase that.
Right. And he doesn't really answer it like that. He's not like, I would take this thing from this person. He's like, what? You want me to get rid of Riptide? I would not do that. But if I had to, I want clothes that turn into armor, because wearing armor is such a drag.
Yeah. I mean, they're really heavy and hot. Yeah, I get it. Makes sense. And then, is this his last one? No. Okay. You've had a lot of close calls, but what's been your scariest moment? Literally the Minotaur. He didn't know what the fuck was going on, and his mom died, and Grover was passed out.
Yeah, he's been on a lot of harrowing shit since then, but I could get that nothing would quite top that and how fucked up that was.
Because he was like, this is the most traumatic moment of my life. Oh my goodness. And last but not least, any advice for kids who suspect they may be demigods too? It's the first page.
Right, we already know what he's gonna say.
He's like, you don't want to be a demigod. Find a satyr if you can, but like, just don't be a demigod, basically.
Do not try this at home.
Yeah. I believe this is probably like the first map there's also is of Camp Half-Blood in this book.
It's a very simplistic little map.
It's just like
all the stuff is there as kind of like symbols.
Yeah, like we got the big house, the volleyball courts, the arts and crafts, amphitheater, climbing wall,
Zephyros Creek,
the mess hall. Yeah, I think that's part of the woods. That's all it is. The fireworks beach, the stables, the armory, the arena, the Starway fields, and the cabins.
It's lovely.
And there's also a lake. I feel like this is not how I picture it, but like, you do you, Camp Half-Blood.
Because we normally enter from like near Talia's Pine, and that leads like straight to the volleyball courts in the big house.
Yeah.
And then the cabins are kind of like center.
Yeah, I didn't think the lake was separating the cabins from the big house. I thought like the big house was like there, and then the cabins were spread out in front of it. I thought that's how it was described, but I could be wrong.
I did kind of assume that they were like near each other, but I
don't know, man. There's also a picture of Annabeth's camp trunk.
Yeah, that's adorable, actually.
We got a bunch of fun stuff in here. We got Medea's SPF 5000 sunscreen.
Teddy bear, don't tell anyone.
Cap. Yes, she has a beautiful little teddy bear. It's very important. Don't tell anyone. She's got the Yankees cap, her Camp Half-Blood shirt, her cell phone that she cannot use.
Right, but you want to keep it on you, I guess.
Bug spray that's anti-spiders. Is that a thing?
Probably not like for your skin, but like just like spider killing spray. I bet that's something you could get.
We got the Cantina Nectar, copy of classical architecture for the 20th century. 21st century. Jesus. Sleeping bag, flip-flops, dagger, and Daedalus's laptop.
Of course. Gotta keep that.
Because that's important. Okay, how many pictures are actually in here? There's only so many of them, actually. If this were in an audio format, I would love to like roast all the old photos they did of the characters, because my goodness, some of them are just bad.
Aww.
Listen, Nico doesn't look like Nico at all.
That's your opinion, man.
But he's also not in here. So, and
right.
What is that? All the extra stuff that's in here?
There's some little games.
Right, there's the puzzles and shit at the end. I was like, I can't find the things, but it's because there's only like 2 other pages. Crossword puzzle, word jumble, and then just like a chart of the gods.
It's 12 Olympian gods plus 2 because they involved Hestia and Hades.
Interesting. So we got Zeus, god of the sky, symbols, eagle, lightning bolt. Hera, goddess of motherhood and marriage. Symbols are cow, motherly animal.
Why did he feel the need to put that there? To put that in parentheses? That's so weird.
Because children are mean.
There's no explanation for lion and peacock, just cow, motherly animal.
And then lion and peacock. Poseidon, the god of sea and earthquakes. Symbols, horse and tridents. Demeter, goddess of agriculture. Symbols are red poppies and barley. Hephaestus, god of blacksmiths. Symbols, anvils, quails.
No.
No!
Okay.
I don't like that.
So feel the explanation is Hop's funny, like him. But is that canon to Greek mythology?
I feel like I've looked this up because I've definitely like seen this in here, and I don't remember if I've seen it other places. Hephaestus, quail.
The ableism standing out.
Is this on theoi.com? Because that's where I usually trust things, is theoi. This is cranes. Interesting. Why? Anything else? Do we get anything that says quail? Okay, there's like one. No wait, there's like a couple things that are like the quail, and there's one thing that mentions it being because it limps. Okay, cool.
The
I don't know how I feel
wording
about
here
this.
is just so bad, and also that didn't need to be explained. I don't like.
We still got a couple others that are like that.
Just because the Greeks are ableist doesn't mean you have to be, right?
Yeah. Okay, continuing on. Athena, goddess of wisdom, battle, and useful arts. That's interesting.
Just the owl.
And her symbol is the owl. Okay. Aphrodite, goddess of love, not even beauty, just love. Her symbols are the dove and her magic belt that makes men fall for her. Now, she does have a girdle that does, in fact, do that.
Right. I was assuming.
That's a thing. That was not made up by Rick. Ares, god of war. Symbols are the wild boar and a bloody spear. Rick, it's just a spear. It doesn't have to be bloody. I get it.
I wish that this book was also like written by Percy, like that other one. I can't remember what it's called, but the one that has like tails.
Oh, like the like Percy Jackson's Greek gods and Percy Jackson's Greek heroes.
Because then I could just say that like Percy just hates Ares.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like it doesn't get any better from here on. Let's see. Apollo, god of music, medicine, poetry, archery, and bachelors. I don't know where you're getting this information from. Like he is the god of like young, beautiful men, but I feel like bachelor has a different connotation.
It does, but I can see how that could be like a one-word like modernization of that idea.
Yeah. No, I think I would go with intern.
God.
And his animals are his symbols are the mouse and the lyre. Mouse? Okay, I need to double check.
I've never heard that, but I could buy it.
I don't remember ever seeing mouse as one of his symbols. Okay. Wait, I was supposed to check the UI because that's usually better for some of this information. Okay, I use Wikipedia because it usually makes it more fun and funny. But if I actually want like real things, where the fuck is symbols? Oh, here it is. Swan and raven. No mouse. I mean, there's also like wolves and pythons. If I check Wikipedia, I don't know where mouse is coming from. Is it because like mice and snakes? Is that it? Is that the connection here? I don't get it. Okay, so Artemis, goddess of maiden girls and hunting. Again, you could just say maidens. Like I think we'll know what you mean if you say maidens. You don't have to say maiden girls.
Maybe I don't know, maybe maiden has like a weird connotation in like modern times.
You could also say
I can see why you would say it like that. I think it'd be funny if Apollo's thing said maiden boys instead of bachelors.
You know what? He's the god of young boys. She's the goddess of young girls. That's how it goes, actually. And then her symbol is the she-bear, which that makes sense. Is it technically one of her animals, or is it just because her name means bear? I want to say it's just because her name means bear, technically.
I just googled like Apollo and mouse, and I did get like apparently in the Iliad, he's called like Apollo, Lord of Mice.
The fuck?
The name Smintheus can be translated that way. Anyways, so apparently there's something.
Is it? Okay, I'm seeing it on the Wikipedia. In the Iliad, his priests praise to Apollonius Smintheus, the mouse god, who retains an older agricultural function as the protector from field rats. What the fucking hell, Homer?
Okay, well, at least we found something. Sorry, that was just bothering me that we couldn't figure out.
I'm still just confused by this. What is happening? Why mice? I only hear it here. All right, so Hermes, the god of travelers, merchants, thieves, and messengers, and his symbols are the caduceus, winged helmet, and sandals. Yep. Dionysus, the god of wine, his symbols are tigers and grapes. Hell yeah.
Woo.
I mean, I think it's usually leopards, because there are no tigers in Greece.
Are there leopards in Greece? I actually don't know anything.
There's like big cats. But I feel like it's controversial to say that Dionysus' symbol is a tiger. Okay, it does. Oh, this does say tiger. Interesting. That still feels controversial to me. Because remember when he tried to take over India?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
I
think he is also sometimes like a god, quote unquote, from the East. But also he does go and try to take over the East where the tigers are. I don't know. My brain's just like, there are no tigers in Greece. That doesn't quite, the math isn't mathing for me.
There's some weird shit in this mythology.
Again, the mouse, still blowing my mind. Hestia, goddess of the home and the hearth. Her symbol is the crane because she gave up her seat for Dionysus. I don't understand this.
Maybe
Hestia.
It looks like those are supposed to be related ideas, but I don't see how.
Yeah, it does. And I'm like, what do cranes have to do with that? Okay, let's see. Theoi, tell me, does Hestia have a sacred animal? Yeah, it's a pig.
Huh.
Her sacred animal is a pig, not a crane.
The Greek mythology wiki says her sacred animals were the donkey, the pig, and the crane. But it's very short of an article, so I don't know where they're getting it from.
Like I said, why cranes? What does it have to do with Dionysus? What do cranes do that's similar to her giving up her seat?
Yeah, what do you mean, Rick? Explain.
You mean like cranes, like the things that physically move other things? Like it brought her out of her seat? I'm trying to connect the dots here, Rick. I'm not understanding what's happening here. Do cranes not sit down? Mythology and symbolism. What do we have something here? I'm not really seeing shit. Not at least for Hestia. Yeah, okay. I give up. Last is Hades, god of the underworld. His symbol is his helm of terror. When was it called this? I'm just gonna criticize everything that's in this right now. Every single thing. Because Rick has had a different name for his helmet. Before. I don't think it was called the Helm of Terror.
He called it like the Helm of Darkness or something before.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'm thinking of the Hades game, because I think that's where I'm getting that from, actually.
No, I think you're right. Let's see. Hades Riordan Wiki. What does it say? Helm of Darkness. Yeah, that is Rick's official term for it, is the Helm of Darkness. The actual thing is just invisibility.
Right.
Like in mythology. But Rick, why are you going back on something you already said?
Maybe Rick didn't edit this whole thing. Maybe, some... I
think no one edited these 2 pages. I think, this is the wildest shit he's had in this entire book. Is this just the entire, first chapter, or is it just,
Rick, I really do want to know what your mythology sources are.
I think that is the entire first chapter of The Last Olympian in here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we gotta wait a month to go over that.
We're gonna get there soon, fellas.
It's gonna take some time.
All right.
My dude, this was a wild fucking time. I think going over that more than anything else was the most important thing. So, what do we do at the end here? My brain is melting.
No, me too. I just played D&D, so I'm like, you want me to talk more? Excuse me. And I know that you have literally recorded, this is your 3rd podcast today?
I recorded like 2 this morning, and then I had like many hours in between.
Okay, but still,
so I'm fine. It was also Steven Universe, so it was like 20-minute recordings.
Okay, well.
We're fine.
We also could have done this in 20 minutes if we rushed, but we like chatting. We like chatting with y'all.
I was like, hey, can we like stretch this out like into an actual episode length, maybe?
And we did.
And I think I did it. We did it. Okay.
You got things.
Here, we do plugs.
Yeah.
Media. Oh god, what media have I been consuming? This plug has been revoked in support of the SAG-AFTRA strike. But also, bro, we met each other.
We did.
In real life. This is the first ever recording since we met like a week ago.
Not that we both do actually exist on the corporeal plane. We do say this with certainty now.
And Ray is in fact not a little guy because they're too tall. And I'm so mad about it.
You have to admit I have little guy energy, though. I know this because you're several inches shorter than me, but you kept patting me on the head.
That's just like a thing that I do,
okay,
though.
Good.
like if you consent to it, I will be patting you on the head at all times.
That's really funny of you, bro.
Because I'm just like, no, this is how I pretend that I am the dominant figure in this relationship, actually. This is how I assert dominance. Is I'm like, no, you're taller than me. I'm gonna pat you on the head anyway. And you're just like, okay, you fell for it.
I always will. I'm a middle child, so I'm just like, oh, head pats
I'm an only
for me.
child. You really are a little guy.
Okay, let's Charlie, release us from this mortal coil.
I don't want to. This is the last episode this season. Bro, we're gonna be gone.
Release us from this mortal season.
We're free of the labyrinth, guys. It's over. It's done. Get out of my fucking cabin, and I'm gonna go cry for like a month till we record again.
You need me to leave so that you can talk to this weird guy who's in your cabin to interview you. I think his name's Rick or something.
Richard Russell Riordan Jr. He's here. He says he's straight.
God damn it.
Anyway, bye.
Bye.
Hello, listeners! Editing Charlie here with a patron shoutout. If y'all didn't know, our $10 and up patrons now get a shoutout on the pod. So now, I get to shout out our lovely God Complex level patron, Matt. Matt is so wonderful and has been a supporter since we started the OTAG Patreon. Thank you so much for all your support, bud.
You can follow this podcast socials at Of the Eldest Gods Pod on Instagram and Tumblr, and at Of the Eldest Gods on Twitter. You can send us an iris message through oftheeldestgodspod@gmail.com. If you'd like to support us financially, join us at patreon.com/oftheeldestgods. By becoming a patron, you can join the Deus Ex Media Discord server, where you'll be able to chat with us and other listeners about episodes and anything Percy Jackson related. Our $5 patron tier also gets you access to Against All Odds, our monthly bonus show. There, we'll talk about a wide variety of topics, which usually have something to do with mythology. No promises. You can check out our merch store in Redbubble to find custom designs made by Charlie. Or if you cannot or do not want to support us financially, we'd really appreciate a rating, a review, or letting your friends and followers know how much you love the podcast. That really helps. You can find me, Ray, at HeyHeyRay, spelled R-A-Y-E, on Twitter. If you want to hear more from me, check out Barbie Movie Slap, a podcast where my co-host Ted and I discuss Barbie's cinematic universe. That podcast Twitter is at Barbie Slaps.
And you can follow me, Charlie, at GreenPixie12 on most platforms, but on Twitter I'm at GreenPixie123, which I'm totally not salty about. I also have an art Instagram at GreenPixieDraws. I sometimes do the YouTube thing on my channel, Charlie Mac. That's M-A-C-K. Our music was written by Isabel Strauss-Riggs and recorded and edited by Ian M. Riggs. You can find Izzy at Kane_I, that's I as in the body part, on Instagram and Twitter. She also currently makes video essays on the YouTube channel Kane I. Feel free to message her about making music for your project or editing your podcast. Of the Eldest Gods is proud to be a part of Deus Ex Media, which features great podcasts like Super Scary, a love letter to superheroes, sci-fi, and horror movies, hosted by Josh.
Do you love to be super scared? Do you enjoy listening to hilarious hot takes on timeless classics? Well, fear not, listeners. I'm here! Welcome to the Super Scary Podcast, where we cover everything from the supernatural to the superpowered. I'm your host, Josh, a scaredy cat nerd who enjoys superhero, sci-fi, and horror movies way too much. Whether I'm processing my trauma from Texas Chainsaw Massacre or reminiscing on the nostalgia of Hocus Pocus, my guest and I have a hilarious time going through our favorite, and sometimes not so favorite moments. I'm your friend till the end, listeners, because everyone's entitled to one super scary podcast. We post weekly episodes on Mondays, and you can find us at Super Scary Podcast on all the socials. See you in the afterlife, listeners.
Of the Eldest Gods is based on the series by Rick Riordan. Right now, we are discussing Percy Jackson and the Olympians. Remember to follow us on your favorite podcatcher and meet us back here every Thursday.
Please stay in sync this time, or I will murder someone.
Yeah, God.
I'm so scared.
I haven't checked the next episode
that was
yet.
So long.
I really hope that it's not. Yeah, that would be a nightmare.
Right.
Deus Ex Media.